In the question 17, we will solve right triangles and use the relationship between its altitude and hypotenuse. Here, first we will start with geometric mean. Geometric mean is a very simple formula. It's given as the square root of a and b. So you can consider these two terms as a and b, and x will be that. It's similar to average. Now, what was average? Average is add them all up, a and b, add them up and divided by 2, right? But this is about addition. Now, here we are multiplying and taking the square root. It's similar to a mean, but it's geometrically. So we can use calculator and solve them directly. Let me show in the calculator itself. All you do is square root and multiply them both. 4 times 6. That's the answer. It's 4.89, or you can write it as 2 square root 6. Same thing over here. It's half. That's 0.5 times 2. It will be 1 square root 1. That's it. Now, always remember the formula is given as x equals square root ab. You just substitute the values 4 times 25 inside the square root. Here it will be square root 12 times 20. So this is how we find the geometric mean. Now here as well, it will be 4 times 25. That's the answer here. It's 10, the average between these two geometrically. And same way over here, you can just use the square root symbol. 12 times 20, it's 4 root 15, or it's 15.5 you can consider. It's approximately 15.5. Please do these by yourselves. They're again very easy. Directly in the calculator, you will get these answers. Now, they have not told you to round off to nearest tenth. It depends on the options. Okay, when you get the answer, just see which is the closest answer. If it is 6 root 2, choose that as the answer, or else it's 8.5, choose that as the answer. Now here, this is wrong. Let me just do it. Square root 3 times 24 is 8.48. This is an error over here. They have told some other values. It's for 12 and 20. That is the answer. This is the correct answer over here. 3 and 24 is 8.5. Now they have told us to write a similarity statement identifying the 3 similar right triangles in each figure. So can you see there are 3 right triangles here? See, one is this one, B, D, and C. Okay, so they're not straight lines. Another one is A, B, and D. See this one. Which is the other one? The entire figure itself is one more triangle. There are 3 triangles. So how you can tell they are similar is, first let me write them out. Let me write them as it is. So like this. This is the original figure, A, B, and C. And this is the right angle triangle. Now, can you see this one over here? There is 90 degrees here because this is also 90. A straight line will be 180. 180 minus 90 is 90. But here, instead of writing, you know, like this, instead of drawing it something like a D, I will write the 90 degrees here down. Okay. And then I will draw it up. I'll draw the 90-degree down. This is D. Then which is the longer side? Which is the longer side? Is it AD or B? It's this one which is longer, right? This is smaller, this is longer. So I'll write this as B, and then over here the remaining side is A, and this is 90 degrees. And then which is the one more triangle? This one over here. D is having 90 degrees, so D is over here. But which is the longer side? Is it BD, DB, or DC? It's DC. And then this one is B. So now, are they all similar? Yes, they will be similar. Why? Because we have 90, 90, 90. That's fine. But you can see there's A and A. That is equal. This has B and B. That is also equal. And this has C and C. If you have any 2 angles equal to each other, then done. They are equal. So this and this are similar. Why? Because they're similar because of AA congruency. Now, if these two are similar, I can stop that. Now I'll just compare these both. I know the C and C is equal to each other, right? So again, these are also similar, these two. Then from transitive property, I can directly tell these both are similar, or I can see over here B and B is the same angle. They are also similar. So it's up to you. You can use different similarity statements and solve them up. They are similar over here. But this is a proving problem, but you will be given more of solving problem because this is electronic part, question 17, part 2 in the multiple choice parts. Now, even over here, you can do the same thing. I'm not going to solve the same thing again. It's just like what we have done, but just make sure you See what is the original figure, that is LMN. Now write this accordingly, the other shapes. Make sure the P is down and then N is up and L. And this is the last figure over here. P is down. M is the shorter one which is going up, and the longer side is on the flat surface, on like the base, PN. So now again we can easily, just now we are proven, right? See here, the total triangle and this triangle will have a common side. They all have 90 degrees. Okay, that's fine. But there's one common side. This is equal. Now the smaller triangle and the big one will have a common side, M and M. That's it. That's more than enough. Okay. So that is how we can easily prove it. And what about this one? Again, it's the same thing which we did a while ago. They are also similar. You can easily prove them by angle-angle similarity. And what about this? This is again the same thing. Here you can see the total one is having a 90 degree. Sorry, let me. So that is also having 90 over here. This is also having 90 and this is also having 90. So let me take the original figure, something like this. 90 is up over here. Then what I can do is I can write this one also like this with 90 up over here and 90 up over here. Up to you. Or you can rearrange and write everything whichever side you want. See now, the full triangle and this one is having a common side at T, and the small one and the big one is having a common side of R. Angles are equal here. If two angles are, and everyone have a 90 degree, so they are similar to each other. So again, this is same thing. Now, what about this one here? We need to find the value of x, y, z. We need to remember whenever the altitude, see this is the altitude, right? This is x altitude, 90 degrees. When altitudes are known, we can use geometrical mean formulas to solve these x and y sides. So first of all, altitude is given by the geometrical mean. What do I mean? The base, can you see this bases, right? I'll consider them as A and B. Okay? It's very simple. X will be A times B. That's it. That's the formula. You can just put it as X is equal to 8 times 23. That'll be answer. But now look over here. Y also needs to be found and Z also needs to be found. Z or Z. Now where is Y? Y is at the corner side which is closer to 8, right? You need to choose the side which is, the nearer one, A, and the total one. So here the formula is basically A multiplied by A plus B. This is very, very important. It's not only B, it's not just 23, it's the entire thing. This is crucial. And for Z value, it's the square root of which two? So now Z is this one. Which is it close to? B and the total value. It will be, but I better change the color over here. So now let me write it over here. See, from here, B and the total value. So it will be B times A plus B. So here, let me substitute. B is 23 times 23 plus 8 would be 31. And that's square root. You get the answer in the calculator directly. And what about this one over here? It would be y will be equal to square root of A is 8 times, add them both up, it will be 31, the same over here. So now we use our calculators and solve them up. Here it's square root. Let's find x first. 8 times 23 is equal to 2 root 46 or 13.56. Let's see how the answers are given. They have given it in terms of values. Let's write in decimal only. It's 13.56. So x is equal to 13. They have not told nearest tenth. So I'll just take 2 decimal points. 56. What about the next one? Over here it will be, I'll write 31 first times 8 because then I can just edit this to 8 to 23. And over here we have 2 square root 62 and this is y equals 15.75. And lastly, what do we got? What have we got over here? 31 times 23 here. That is the answer. 26.7. It's 26.70. So it's just 26.7. So these are the answers. See, it's 26.7, 13.6 and 15.75, which I've written. That's fine. No need of writing all that. Directly you can find the values. Let's do another problem. Here now, we don't know the individual values. I'll take this first one as A. How do we find it? Total is 25 minus 6. That'll be 19. A is 19, B is 6, and A plus B is 25. So I'll write the formulas. For X, it'll be square root AB. For Y, it'll be square root Y, it's B times A plus B. And lastly, for Z, it'll be A. From here, it's the longer one, A times A plus B. So what do you multiply with? A is 19 times 6, that's the first one. Over here, you just have to write 6 times A plus B is 25, that is the square root of that. And Z is, A is 19 times 25. Just put them in the calculator, you will get the answers. You can see the answers over here. So it's 6 times 25, 6 times, see, it's 19. Okay, 25 times 19. They have, I would suggest you write the individual sides and then put it in the calculator easily. And there's no need of writing anything because it's electronic part exam. Here as well. Now here you can see they've given this altitude. They want X. This one is given Z value. See now what's happening. We can use the altitude value and find these X value, and then we can solve for Z and then Y. I will show you one by one. I know whatever is this here, that altitude is equal to the geometric mean of 2 and X. So 3 is basically equal to square root of 2 multiplied by X, isn't it? How can I solve it? You can just put this in the calculator, you'll get the answer, but I'll just solve it manually. Square both the sides. It'll be 9 is equal to 2 times X divided over there. It'll be 4.5 is equal to X. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So X value is 4.5 here. So now what is Z value? 4.5 plus 2 is 6.5 here. And now once I know all these, can I find Y? Yes, Y will be this side and the total side, right? Y is equal to square root of 2 multiplied by Z is 6.5. You will get the answer. So that's how we solve it. You can see here X is 4.5. Once you find that, add it up with 2, you'll get Z of 6.5. Then what you need to do is for Y, it is square root of 2 times Z value, which is 6.5. Put it in the calculator, you will get 3.6. And lastly here, now again, now the altitude is not given. We have been given the total length. We have been given the side over here. From this side, we can find a lot of things. So what is that? Not a lot of things, only one value, sorry. This 10 will be equal to square root of Y multiplied by this total one, 20. Okay, so you square it up, it'll be 100 is equal to Y times 20. Take the 20 to the other side, it'll be 5. Divide both the sides by 20, or 10 by 2 is 5 is equal to Y. So Y is 5. This total is 20. So what is X? It'll be 20 minus 5. That's 15 here. So now can you find the Z value? Absolutely. Z is equal to square root of X and total. So X is 15 times 20. That will be the answer. So that's how we solve it up. You can see the Y value was 5, which we solved, and then find X after that. Immediately you can easily find X. And then what you do is use the geometric mean formula. 20 times X, which is 15, 20 times 15 will be square root of 300. That's 17.3. And that's how we solve these problems. Again, not a tough question. It's just that you should remember the formula, analyze the questions, especially when the altitudes are given, carefully apply the formulas, and then solve the problems.